And a good afternoon to you, rugby fans. Welcome to the 2024 Club Northern Super Regional USA Club Rugby, bringing you this matchup. I am John Broker. He is great. He's a great American. He is great American rugby. I have Lance Cavanaugh joining me for the Park City Haggis, taking on the St. Louis Bombers. Division I winner goes to the Final Four or to the tournament in Texas. Lance, great matchup we have coming up here.
Yeah, we've seen great things from St. Louis over the fall. What they've done in sevens, what they've done in 15s this year is exceptional. The Midwest is definitely being represented, but in front of them is a matchup of a team that is not afraid of anything. I expect this to be fireworks, and this is going to be a great matchup to lead into the Final Four of D1 Nationals.
Sean Bastick is ready to rep this one. It is the St. Louis Bombers. You see them there in black and white. The Park City Haggis will be receiving this ball. Ball up over the head of the Haggis. The men from Utah take that one in. Haggis move the ball quickly. Brad Jackson gets that one out. Back the other way, but early penalty here against the Bombers. So it'll be a penalty for, sorry, his arm is up in the air. Looks like it's a scrum here to the St. Louis Bombers. The Bombers, first touch of the ball, Lance. Great opportunity right in front of the post, 30 seconds gone.
Scary moments right here for Haggis to be on the back foot right about now. We're talking about Utah's oldest club team in the state, and now they're here in Chicago trying to face this team who won their Midwest Championship same field.
Ball coming in from Felton. Feeks in behind, wearing the number 10. Watch for him to pull some strings today. Very accomplished player, lovely fellow as well. Felton gets the ball. He's got Feeks with him. Quick ball, steps inside. Feeks looking for it, hands off a couple. It's the Lindenwood product. A number of these St. Louis players will be. To the ground they go, looking to get in there. Haggis trying to defeat that one. Felton moves it back out. Ball coming across to one of the big fellas. That's Akbar Usmanov. Another penalty here against the Haggis early, Lance. And a little bit of early trouble for them with the referee.
Yeah, you do not want the referee worrying about your play and conduct. I would expect St. Louis to take these points right here, but they probably feel as confident as any team, especially early on with the leg drive they're getting. Prop on prop. St. Louis props wins, and a penalty being forced after it.
Another scrum coming here, chosen by the St. Louis Bombers. Bombers are ready to get this one in and attack again from a great spot. The South African-born Felton to put this one in. Lindenwood as well. Recently got married. Shout out Victoria Felton. Hope you're enjoying the game. We'll send them home in one piece. Ball at the feet of Spannenberg.
Now you got it.
Felton. Runners going the other way. Gets it out. Nice long pass to Feeks. Feeks looks at the line and dances over. Nick Feeks touches down. Immediate try. 5 points on the board for the St. Louis Bombers.
And you can already tell they're going to get Feeks involved as much as possible immediately. Right to him consecutive times. They definitely got trust in this man. And we're talking about one of the more accomplished players inside of the United States. 46 MLR games, and all that experience will lead the charge today. Goosey is there, just a bit of a hesitation, easy as it goes, and that's 5 points for the Bombers.
Yeah, a little defensive lap there from the Bombers. Let Feeks just cruise right through. We'll see who will be taking the kicks here for this St. Louis Bombers team. Looks like Eric Davidson. Going to be lining up a tee there from Jackson, Missouri. Davidson lines it up. Men's Division I Northern Championship on the line here. Just one game for these teams this weekend. That one is good. They're up by 7 points, Lance. Good start for the St. Louis Bombers. The Haggis have not seen the other end of the field yet.
And they really haven't had any opportunity to play with ball in hand. Unfortunately for them, already giving up points and in a deficit early on. And just that try seems almost so easy. That is not going to show the entirety of this matchup, but for them to find points immediately in that way, capitalizing on Haggis' mistakes, good step for the Bombers.
Inside.
Mira Saulala kicks that one off for the Haggis. Immediately on the rumble come the St. Louis Bombers. Caleb O'Donohue takes that one into contact. Ball up, running pod coming on quick, looking up back. Felton moves it out, runners out in the middle. Little pass, great angular run there. Look at the big man, that's Brandon Chalker. Chalker on the haul there. Chalker going by Tosh Wilcox and gets that ball up into the hands of one of his teammates there. Think that was Greg Robertson. Now they come wide. They've got numbers out wide when they can get it there. One tracking defender. Can he shut him down there? Kenny Scott trying to take him down, but another try. Quick succession here for the St. Louis Bombers. They're up by 12.
My goodness. What just happened? What just
Lance.
They moved, I know, but they moved the ball down the field, get a line break down the middle of the field to the big guy, and just like that on the other side, walking in to score, had this Utah side absolutely stretched out, defensive line in clutter because of that long break. And St. Louis have already started rolling against the Haggis.
It was Jabari Leopold that scored that try. He's a barber by trade, so Lance, you're going to have to judge his haircut for us. Went to Iowa Central Community College at Triton. Good program out there in the Midwest. Kick to come here from Davidson. Has the distance. Goes across the front of the post. We're at 12-0. 5 minutes gone. St. Louis Bombers over the Park City Haggis. We'll take a look here, Lance.
If I'm surprised, I believe that the Haggis are surprised as well. Their line is in shambles after that line break. It's a 4-on-1. So much to ask. A lock to hold down the edge in such a way. And just like that, 12 points for St. Louis.
St. Louis, a ball in hand again. Sure, they'd be thinking about 3 as Spangenberg has that one. Pronounced his name incorrectly the first time. Ball back to some running backs there. They're going to launch this one downfield by the boot. Opportunity here for the Haggis. Need to get themselves on the board. That's Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox runs into big Akbar Usmanov.
Good here.
Now they're getting some structure together. Out to the left-hand side behind you. Turned over. It's in the try scorer's hands there. That's Jabari Leopold into contact. Penalty here against the Haggis.
Number 5.
Players coming in from an angle there, so a penalty for St. Louis. Lance, opportunity to push this downfield, most likely.
Yeah, and the ball being stripped in the tackle. Looks like St. Louis doing everything to be disruptive. But once the tackle's held up, they lock onto the ball, and that gets pulled out. Referee called it correctly before the tackle. And just like that, I mean, the Haggis finally had their chance to get ball in hand and immediately give up a penalty after losing it on the strip tackle.
They're on you now, okay? Yeah, you're all good. Hey, for one, I'm leaving you in charge to get your players in a straight line. So,
Haggis fans in the background there. Well, there's some reserves just cheering on this team. Here comes St. Louis, the Bombers. Put that one up over the head of Brandon Chalker. Big run earlier in the game. Feeks waiting forwards there. A little show of the ball, but he's going to hang on to that one. D'Antoine McMillan comes over to clean it up. Quickly out to Feeks again. Goes wider this time. Gets in the hands of Chris Schumann. Shuey takes this one on. Shuey cuts back in. Takes it to the ground. Ball to Felton. Felton across, looking for some runners here. Finds quick forward succession there. Quick ruck ball. Better defensive structure here from this Park City Haggis team. Force that ball to slip forward. 8 minutes in, we're going to have a scrum here for the Haggis.
Yeah, and they can't get too frantic just because they have a 12-point deficit this early in the game. It hasn't got away from you yet, but apart from who you are as a team, has to be able to allow you to settle in and realize that you have what it takes to get points back. Even here, the defensive pressure on the line, making the tackle, and that forward pass right there gives Haggis an opportunity to have an attacking platform. Even though on their own end, still, let's see what they do with it. Do they decide to kick it and play territory, or do they go right at this Bombers defense?
Brad Jackson to put this one in. Jackson. Hangy has it at his feet.
Okay.
Just a starter play right up the middle there, getting the ball to Scott Strong. Strong carries it in, gets it set. Forwards haven't really come around there, so they're structured back across the field. They get the ball to Tim Piper. Piper, number 11, puts it down. Now they're looking for some of the big boys on the way back.
Good here.
Ball in quickly there. There's Jackson. Jackson gets it out there to Salala. Salala feeds it on one of his forwards. They're just inside their own half here. Starting to make some ground. The Haggis need these points. Penalty there, not rolling away against St. Louis. Opportunity here for this Park City Haggis team.
And one of the things they're going to have to rely on is capitalizing on these mistakes. St. Louis isn't going to make too many, so you got to make sure that on these penalties you get maximum meterage, and of course you got to get the ball off the pitch, but getting maximum meterage and giving your team the platforms they need to attack. Now, just outside the 22, Haggis has a real opportunity, and really the first opportunity of the matchup to showcase their skill set.
All up, Haggis take it down. They're going to go quick, but it hits the ground. Pressure on here, but Jackson gets it away there into the hands of Piper. Piper takes that one in, but well hit by that St. Louis defense. Little pick and go up the middle there by Scott Strong. Making some yardage little by little as he can. Now they're coming a little wider. Do they have their runners? Are they going to get it through there? Josh Wilcox forced into contact. A high tackle as he was coming down there, but high tackle nonetheless. Ball here for the Park City Haggis.
Seatbelt tackle.
Seatbelt tackle. Got to buckle up on those long road trips. Unfortunately, got himself right around the neck. Did exactly what he needed to knock that hand down that was going for the fin, but you got to find another place for your arm to wrap around. Got a little bit too high on the neck and shoulder. Referee's going to call that every time. And Haggis now inside the 22. Real situation opportunity.
Quick ball they're looking for. They got to Salala. He's looking for some runners. Strong going to take it again right up the middle. Made ground every time he has touched the ball. Jackson comes out. Salala puts a long little tip pass all the way out. They're looking for Piper. He seems to be one of their danger runners there. Piper has to hand that one off. Did that slip forward? A referee right on the spot. And advantage here to this St. Louis team, but they're going to hang on to it. St. Louis right at their 22. Big collision, as you'd expect here. All coming wider now. They've got some runners. Is that Feeks? Ball coming back in from the Bombers. Just going to slow it down a second, get their structure back. Ball out there to Usmanov. Usmanov puts in a great pass. Now they've got a little room out wide. They're going to hang on to it. Just a little offload. Can they use the width here? Ball back in. Pass it to the wrong team there. Tau takes that one up. Ball slips out of the hand again. A little bit messy right now. Referee is saying play on. It is in the hands of the St. Louis Bombers. The Bombers making their way downfield. Right there, that's Felton. Felton gets it up to Harmon. Harmon. Corey Harmon takes it in. Felton looking for some runners out wide. Has to take it himself. He is collapsed by a couple of Haggis runners there. We're going to come back for a penalty, however. It'll be a penalty against the Park City Haggis. 12 minutes gone, 12 points in it.
Yeah, this is an intense bit of play that we just had. The turnover off the pass, a knock on immediately off of a St. Louis foot, picked up, and right here on the tackle, just extending that leg out. Referee with the eye of an eagle, able to see that tripping call. And goodness me, now St. Louis is inside the 22 after that unfortunate tackle circumstance. And I mean, the quickness of this trip and the referee being able to get an eye on it. The fin was perfect, and it probably would have been an opportunity for them to score. Professional foul is what they call it. Line out for St. Louis to come.
Ball coming in here from O'Donohue. O'Donohue finds his attacker. Players are attached on there, so they can keep going here. Going to put that one back in. O'Donohue's going to pick it up.
You leave him.
They come through Felton. He's got a couple of forwards there. They're just kind of have to work this one back in. Quick ball is something that they have had quite a lot of so far in this early going. Usmanov cannot quite get there. Felton gets that ball out. They've got a runner coming in over the try line. Third try for the St. Louis Bombers. They take the lead. Caleb O'Donohue puts that one in. Johannesburg-born player, went to Lindenwood University. Scores a try here at the Club Northern Super Regionals. Midwest Rugby Union hosting this great event.
They are working the Haggis side right now. Every mistake Haggis make before it was a trip puts them right on the doorstep. And St. Louis structurally, as far as the speed in which they're getting out of these rucks, how quick they're playing these balls, and also the structure of attack, the way that they're surging forward just off these pop passes off the base of these rucks is giving Haggis a lot of trouble. The speed that St. Louis is playing is ruling the day in its first 15 minutes.
That one is good. We're at 19-0, just under 15 minutes gone here. We're regrouping under the post there for this Park City Haggis team. Really want to get themselves moving. You can see some good flashes there for these guys, Lance, but this very well-drilled St. Louis team just seems to be taking them on pretty well.
Yeah, and Haggis has moments where they show they are a sound team. Defensively, they're stopping and holding up the pressure, but just too much, too fast for the St. Louis side. They are bombs away right now, dropping points all over this Haggis team. But like I said, this matchup isn't over. It's a lot of rugby to be played this Saturday.
Salala hangs that one up, rolls in a touch over a couple of these St. Louis players there. It's going to be a line out right inside their 22, or at their 22.
Outside, yeah.
From
outside
that kick. So
Perfect arrow,
outside, referee says. Take a look at the other field. 19-0 Denver over Milwaukee. 5 minutes to go, or 57-20. I looked at that wrong for a second there. 57-20, Denver leads Milwaukee. We'll play the Indy Impalas tomorrow afternoon. We'll get to that schedule later. He's deceiving me there. He's looking to score. Big score on the board. Speaking of big, this huge drive is coming in from the St. Louis Bombers. They've got an advantage here, but they may not need it. Little pass out. They get it to the wing. Streaking down the wing. A little left-footed kick back in. It's going to hang. It's sitting right there. Is it going to stay out of the try zone? It will. 5 meters in. A lot to deal with here for Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox has a couple of defenders on him. Wilcox gets holding in touch. Was he in touch previously? It's in touch now, one way or the other. So ball will come back to St. Louis.
Got to be inside the rope.
The pressure from St. Louis. I mean, even that kick, stopping just short of the try line. You couldn't ask for a better way to kick under the circumstances, leaving that Haggis fullback isolated. Tried his best to preserve and hold on, but unfortunately dragged into touch. Can't keep it going. St. Louis, again, on the doorstep. Haggis has to show up now or this game can get out of hand.
Off to the tail line out, trying to drop it there are the Haggis. Working his way around Nick Mostyn. The defender from the Haggis are the St. Louis Bombers. They got runners in both directions. See where they decide to go. Permanent screen there. Let's use Monoff. He can get ahead of Steve. He is a large unit. He might be able to rumble over the try line. They're going to stay with the forwards here. Scoring across the field in these first few. Ball up to O'Donohue.
Last foot.
Gets that back. Monoff has his hands on the ball. He's going to feed that one out. Monoff makes a little distributor pass. Comes in to clean that one up. Ball to Feeks now. Feeks steps back inside. Good footwork for Feeks. He's headed towards the sticks. And Nick Feeks will touch down his second try of the first 17 minutes of this matchup, extending the lead for the St. Louis Bombers.
Too big, too strong.
This Haggis team is showing signs of a broken squad, just a little bit. After Feeks made it through the try line, there was no chase from the backside to keep him from centering the ball. Those kind of things just show Haggis might be losing a little bit of their fight. Just inside right here, everyone stops. Man, this St. Louis team is on a roll with Nick Feeks stepping inside and outside and around this Haggis defensive line.
30 seconds now.
Just pulling the strings. Feeks, no problem for him as Davidson lines up for this one. Davidson slots it. 2 more points on the board for the Bombers. Take another look here, Lance. Talk us through this tremendous footwork from Feeks.
And look at the continuity of play, how quick the ball gets out. Sets him up once the outside defensive pressure steps up. That 10 already knows what Feeks has to offer. Wanted to close the space, but no one was protecting the inside of that inside defender. And one simple move off the left foot and a walk-in. 26-0, and we're 22 minutes into this half. This is scary times for Haggis, who hasn't had much fireworks on offense just yet.
Haggis recover this kickoff, so good work for them.
Black out. Thank you. Stay here, please.
Trying to work their way in there were the Bombers, but ball here See if the comeback can start here for this Haggis team. Penalty against, not going to happen now. Ball held in. Good work turning that one over from the St. Louis Bombers. Ball in Felton's hands. We'll see what they decide to do with this.
I mean, and when they finally do get the ball immediately, before they can get 2 or 3 phases into their offensive set on their attacking end, St. Louis steps up big time, forces a turnover.
They push that one towards touch. It's inside the half of the Park City Haggis. Opportunity here, line out coming for St. Louis. See O'Donohue there, their forwards working their way up. Art Usmanoff up front. Parkway United St. Louis in high school. Play some curling in his off time. Ball up to the back there, out from Felton into Feeks. Feeks dummies around one, opens up some space on the outside. Can they get there? They've got 2 runners. The ball just a little slow and behind.
Good steal. No,
To the
good
contact
steal.
they go. Park City trying to dig that out. They have done. Park City, ball in hand. Good, tenacious work around that breakdown. Certainly not near giving up as this Park City Haggis team, but they got to get something running right now. Brad Jackson comes in. Goes in behind Salala. There's forcing just a bit of individual running there. There's a big number 13, Haini Moy comes in. Moy takes it into contact now. Brad Jackson moves it again. Salala looking wide. They're looking for Piper. He seems to be their runner. Piper around and well marshaled by his opposite number. Salala steps into that first receiver position. Big unit here. Potobalavu takes that one in. Felton again gets it to Salala. Putting the phases together here are the Park City Haggis. Haggis off to the left. Salala has runners both ways. Goes wide. Player's a little flat-footed, but a beautiful step there. Going to power his way towards the 22. You see it just in the background there. A little pick around the outside. Here come the Haggis. All towards the touchline. Looked like that was strong.
No.
Player thought they had rights to come over that for St. Louis, but did not. Referee said they were offside. So Haggis, a good passage of play there at a well-needed time, Lance.
And that almost got tragic at the end with Haggis players running into each other at the back of that ruck, almost exposing the ball. St. Louis players were on top of it, thinking that maybe the ball was out. Referee right on top of that. Sorry, the ball is still there. And Haggis showing a little bit of dynamics, attacking into the heart of the St. Louis defense, stepping on the edges, really showcasing what they can provide, but they have to find points ASAP for an opportunity when this game gets to the later stages.
All good.
Haggis not too far out right now. Foster comes down with it. They're going to drive forward. They're looking to put some big bodies near the ball. Driven towards the touchline by St. Louis. Ball to the ground. Referee, assistant referee. Thought that ball might be out, but instead it's turned over there by a patient St. Louis defender. What work for the Bombers there. Patience on the line. Nearly drove him out. Took a player down right in and over that ball. Excellent turnover for this St. Louis Bombers team right on their own line.
And moving that maul closer to the touchline forced this Park City side to detach from that maul and find a way out. And by detaching and spinning that way, he was unfortunately exposed right over top of that. And I don't know if they thought they were in the try zone or close to it or a situation like that, but unfortunately just a meter or so too short. St. Louis right on top of it, ever so ready for an opportunity to get the ball back.
St. Louis has moved it downfield. They are ready to roll here. Going up to the middle line out into Spangenberg's hands.
Now come.
Maul still going. Referee says they're good to go. Referee Bastic.
You got the advantage.
Haggis players trying everything they can to shut that down. Felton's going to go to the boot this time with a box kick. Finds some space in behind. Does it go straight in a touch? Looks like it went straight in. Assistant referee comes back. There's a loud blast of the whistle.
Boys,
See what the referee's call may be here.
What can I do? The sack's too late. Yes.
Late tackle there, so penalty against Park City Haggis.
Yeah, I can touch your
Usmanoff getting looked at here.
This is, listen to me. This is your 3rd time I've penalized for bringing them all down. It's dangerous for their players, and it's also dangerous for your players underneath. I'm going to have to escalate. I heard your captain. Yeah? Oh, yeah.
We're there with Viking Wahangi, the number 8 for Park City Haggis about bringing down some of these mauls. Uzmanov will want to stay in this game, surely. Trainer for St. Louis.
Give me a number, boys, next time.
Just checks in on him.
Somebody goes down. Be very conscious of it, okay? Because it'll be yelled.
And already you can hear the referee telling to his ARs, if you find any information on anyone bringing down these next mauls, please let me know, because I will show the cards as soon as possible. Exceptional bit of refereeing we've seen, and it looks like he has great control of this match.
Felton does not find touch with that one. Here come the Haggis. Haggis runners across the field, but going to take it up to the 50 on his own is Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox makes some good ground. Regathering as a St. Louis defense. Scott Strong. A big runner so far, not so much a passer. Held on to it quite a bit as the ball comes back there to Moy.
He's in front of 50.
Hands it off, and they go for the kick in behind. Ball rolling down. Gonna have to be picked up here. One defender on. Driven into touch from Tim Piper.
No, I said in front of the 50. I didn't
want to be a line out here for the Haggis. Another opportunity in close to the line. They've been here recently.
Yeah, and it seems as though St. Louis just seems as calm as they can be. No need to force it. No need to try to make anything happen there. Feeks just calmly and casually walks out of bounds, accepts the fate of the circumstances. Great kicking decision from this Haggis side.
Black 1, white 12. White being you this time. Gold.
Referee just having a word here.
1 and 12. Boys, the off the ball stuff. It's a beautiful day. Let's keep playing. Any off the ball. I'll just have the AR come in and we'll both take a break, okay? I'm going gold.
Referee just letting everyone know that he's not going to put up with their shenanigans. And the off-the-ball stuff here, Lance.
Yeah, and he's just relabeled both teams. Haggis will be considered gold, as he calls them, and black for the St. Louis side.
No, wait now.
Ball coming in. Felton trying to take that one away for the St. Louis Bombers. Looks like it's going to be a penalty there against St. Louis for coming in over the top. Might have been Felton. Penalties. Last couple minutes, Lance, just going against the Bombers all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then once they get in control of this game, that's when the mistakes start mounting up. A bit of uncharacteristic play from them. But maybe it's just Haggis settling into this matchup, being front and center and really forcing St. Louis to overextend and step in order to get advantageous opportunities for themselves.
All up. You saw a shot of Saulala looking for that, but not straight according to the referee. St. Louis is going to take a scrum here out of jail again in their own end. 25 minutes gone in this one. They are up 26-0. Chicago Blaze Rugby Club in the background there, hosting this tremendous event. Midwest Rugby Union.
Both sides, listen for the commands,
here
okay?
in Lamont, Illinois. Putting on a great show for everybody.
All good there. Crouch! Bind! Just keep the space. Let him get the bind. We're all good. Scrum's no issues all day. Let's not make him one.
Great control of this match by the referee.
Crouch!
Doing a good job here.
Bind! Set! Hold there. Let's use it. No, stay there.
Nice little work out there. A slight right through the defensive line. Here come the Bombers. A little pass out wide. They've got room. Turning inside out. Ball still in the hand. Great cover tackle there. Excellent work coming back from Fauolo. But still in hand. Felton has it. Little tip pass outside from Feeks. Ball in and over. Trying to fight for it here. Still alive. Right up in the hand. Get it up to the big number 8 there. Spangenberg looks at the line. Spangenberg finds the line, and just like that, over again are the St. Louis Bombers. Take it to 31.
When you see a team attacking from their own end, and the way that we just seen St. Louis go shows a level of confidence and respect for own ability that only the great teams have. The idea of attacking and getting a line break that went the length of the field that one just did
a bigger game coming up.
is one of the most disheartening things for Haggis because they were just on the doorstep of scoring. Their opportunity was missed, and before they can blink their eyes twice, immediately off of a set piece scrum, they go down the length of the field. And they didn't do any complicated, overthought out set piece moves. Just a drawn pass from the 13 out into the space. And before you can blink twice, Haggis is now find themselves in a deeper hole than they were as St. Louis goes roaring, and that conversion is good.
Yeah, conversion is good. So another 2 points on the board. Everything coming up the right way here for the St. Louis Bombers. Haggis showed some very bright spots of play there, unable to put points on the board. Now they're going to have to kick off to St. Louis as this first half continues to roll on. Haggis taking their time about this here. Saulala ready to kick this one off. Deep in their own end. Going to go to the boot.
You're on with him?
St. Louis pushes that one downfield, finds a good touch for the head of Kenny Scott. Line out here for the Haggis back in their own end, Lance.
You know, there's ooh, what a circumstance they found themselves in. Put through a washing machine in the first 30 minutes of this matchup. But there's still time to really showcase. And no game is over until it's truly over.
Absolutely, they have time. Just have to get it together. A little pass out the back to Saulala, showing a little promise. They had some runners out wide. Ball gets out from Wilcox to the wing.
No way, White!
Down
Thank
out
you.
far, Fauola. Fauola recycles that one. Here come some of the big boys. Nice little push in behind the
Watch your
line.
entry for, yes.
Pushing back that St. Louis defense. Got some of the
He was
big boys in the
outside arm or
midfield,
no?
but that's not going to help. Ball is
good.
just torn away in the line and picked up. They come. Feeks has to roll back on it. Feeks
Carried
goes
back
to the left
behind the
boot.
50.
Ball is inside the 22.
No, nowhere.
Brought back behind the 50, so it should be a line out here for the
No,
Park
it's
City
out.
Haggis at their own 5-meter
All
line.
good.
An exceptional bit of play. That interception to shoot up from the line. Even the referee had
Sorry, I
to
didn't
double
see
check and make sure that he was on sides on that, because that was an exceptional individual effort to get the turnover for this St. Louis Bomber side. And cool and calm as collected as can be, they go right to the corner and pin this Haggis side
You guys are
deep
good
in their
there,
own end just as soon as they got the turnover. Amazing bit of play for St. Louis.
Ball just sitting on the ground in the try zone, put back in there by the Park City Haggis.
Scrum.
Hit the ground and had to touch it down, so it's going to be a scrum here at the 5-meter line to the St. Louis Bombers. Be sure I get the props names wrong here
Carried in
for
by
St.
Gold.
Louis.
Block scrum.
Number 3 is on the loose head side. Could be Corey Harmon and Akbar Usmanov. Could be on the other side. Sometimes our information not quite perfect. Apologize to any family, friends, fans maybe watching. There was a little miscue there. Here comes a scrum for the St. Louis Bombers. Bombers at the 5-meter line. Big moment here for Park City Haggis. Park City Haggis back up against it. Good
Let's use
runners
it.
out wide, rolling that ball around. Spangenberg. Ball comes to Felt. Felt goes around. They got a couple of runners coming back in. Winds up getting knocked back. It in the hands of Preston Hammerschmidt.
No,
Hammerschmidt
hey,
goes
leave
down.
it now.
Hammerschmidt says he basically grew up at this ground
Thank you.
playing youth rugby in the area. Here comes from Felt. Felt looking for some runners. Thought it was picked off by the Haggis, but it turns out Eric Walzer was a bit offsides. Feeks was ready to go. The referee pointing him back to where he would like him to take this ball from, and Felton has hold it again.
Scrum.
They call for another scrum.
I know the play was dead, but Feeks did just put on a little freaky move right there. Skirt, skirt. Someone almost ended up on the highlight reel when the ball wasn't even in play. I mean, even when the clock isn't rolling and game time isn't happening, the St. Louis team is moving. Feeks with the in and out. Goodness gracious.
Crouch.
Certainly has some moves and can do them when he's going quick.
Fine.
Feeks standing in behind now. You see Hammerschmidt coming around the number 11. Big unit, Preston Hammerschmidt. high school social studies teacher. So went to
Use it now.
Lindenwood. Hovering in behind. He's going to get this ball in through. They have a couple of runners coming in different directions. Great tackle there on Robertson. Like Moy who made that one. Ball out a little wider now. Held up. Are they at the line? They're right there. Can the Bombers recycle this one? They can. Felton goes for the long pass and in no problem in the corner yet again. That one. 5 points to the good, and Hammerschmidt coming all the way across off his wing touches that one down.
I'm setting the pick for the tries.
Try by Preston Hammersmith. His name is my name too. Showing up, getting all the way around, was behind the 10 at the start of that setup and found himself on the opposite side of the wing, which is a characteristic of an active wing, finding himself scoring on the opposite side of the field. One of the first things you tell young wings is fine work, get busy. And just like that, dropping the hammer down, adding an additional 5 to the St. Louis total.
No, not me.
And I mean, what more can be said about St. Louis in this first half?
Year where you beat the Griffins.
They're just putting on a clinic here in Lamont, Illinois. 38-0 kick to come, men's Division I. Trip to Texas on the line. National championships coming up in a couple of weeks in Round Rock, Texas. Tough angle. Ball slides across the front again. So we're at 38-0. 33 minutes gone in the first half.
And I mean, as simple as it goes. Physical play, the forwards keeping retention on that hit up, and they just have maximum numbers on the outside. It was a 4-on-1 going around the corner. I don't know where the defensive line is finding themselves, but the space was readily available, and that's about as easy as try as you'll get under the circumstances.
6 minutes to go in the half. Nice high hanging kick from the Haggis. Well fielded, going to go to the boot again. Similar to last kickoff, so ball goes into touch. It'll be a lineout for the Haggis inside their own end.
Thank you. And we start setting you because you're disciplined to get here. Yeah. You were good there. This guy.
And Unez at the front here. Going to go up to the front. Ball's going to get tipped back. It's going to wind up in the hands of this St. Louis Bombers team. Even the bounce of the ball is going their way as they come back across. Wide immediately. They're on the other side of the field. A 2-on-1 on the outside. Ball's out to the try scorer there. Jabari Leopold's been in already. This time not so much. Gets to the 22, gets hauled in. He is in touch. Going to be a line out at their own 22 to the Park City Haggis.
Perfectly the arm down. Leave the arm down until it's for sure. You know what I mean?
I mean, even that, right? The ball bouncing perfectly, and this pass, double skip, just for the fun of it. Why not? Getting all the way to the outside edge, winger on winger. You gotta love those. Winger on fullback. Gotta love those.
This one comes down for this Park City Haggis team, and as he's done all half, Scott Strong takes it up, makes some ground. Salala has it. Looking for some width, looking for some room in the middle. Moy can't found it. He is able to get the ball away, however.
We're all good?
Hyper puts the boot in there, puts the chase on. Feeks back on it. It was old school dive pass on that one. Ball is down in the middle of the field. Player hit relatively late, but they're not going to find touch, however. Josh Wilcox has it. Referee. The team, do you want the kick back there, the kick up here? And as I've never heard, calling for another one. They're going to have a penalty where the ball hit the ground.
14, 11.
And I mean, he was flying in on both tackles. The rollover on Feeks.
I think we're getting a card here, Lance. Let's just listen in.
If you want the kicker, so let's do so, making sure we wrap.
There's no wrap on the tackle, Lance.
90 seconds.
Right, and he was flying on both ends. He was bringing high pressure from the kick receiver and the kicker after the pass was made. No wrap on that hit, but the meterage is enough. No color, says the referee.
Another penalty here for the Bombers. They push it downfield. Fine touch. Be just a few meters out from the line again. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Already up by 38. Starting to pour it on here are the St. Louis Bombers.
I mean, to be honest, the pour-on was 15 minutes into this matchup. At this point, they're just going back for seconds and thirds. These guys are going to be full by the end of this first half.
Please. Perfect on you.
Harmon at the front.
That's all I wanted.
Ball to the tail.
That's fine. Stack clean.
Donahue on the mark with his passes, with his line-out throws. Across they go into the middle of the field. They get it to Davidson. Davidson in the first receiver spot. Park City Haggis players trying to dig their way in there. Referee sees that extra roll from Davidson on the ground, going to penalize him. So Park City Haggis turnover there inside their own 5-meter line.
No time, boys. But you can still have the line, obviously.
And this half is coming to an end. Haggis are going to take the opportunity to go for a line out, see if they can build something, give themselves an opportunity here. No time on the clock.
Thank you. You guys are perfect.
Found themselves isolated and did an extra little bit of a spin to save some time. It's a cheeky, smart, veteran move right there, but the referee right on top of it.
Ball up for the Haggis. Haggis don't get it cleanly again. They're at their own 22. They get it out to Saulala. They're looking wide here. They're going for a runner. They're trying to isolate a one-on-one on there. Trying to get Faolo on the ball. That one spills out. Did it go forward? A referee has not said it did. I believe he whistles us back. And that is his whistle. Looks like the end of the first half, I believe. Strong lead here for the St. Louis Bombers. We're going to step aside. The great American rugby man and myself will be back in just a few minutes. Next Level Productions, Midwest Rugby Union, bringing you the second half of the final matchup of the day here in Lamont, Illinois, Chicago Blaze Rugby Club. It is the Northern Super Regional. We'll be back.
Yeah, get a drink.
To the Chicago Blaze Rugby Club, Lamont, Illinois, the Midwest Rugby Union doing an amazing job with the Northern Regionals, USA Club Rugby's Northern Regionals. This is a Division I matchup where the St. Louis Bombers are out to a comfortable lead over the Park City Haggis. John Broker here with the great one, Lance Kavanaugh, Great American Rugby, for this matchup. A long road to go here for the Haggis to be kicking off at this one, Lance.
Chicago Blaze Field is the name of the venue, but the only thing that's been on fire today is St. Louis attack. They're hitting on every cylinder. Defense is strong, and this Haggis side has to show up in this second half to make it a game that represents who they are, because this scoreline right now does not showcase what the best of Utah has to provide.
Felton is going to go to the boot here. Richard Felton off the left boot. Puts it back into the hands of a waiting Haggis attacker. That's Piper. Piper, the player they've been trying to get the ball to quite a bit this game. Here come the Haggis. Haggis. Looked at a little tip pass, going to hold that one inside. See what the halftime huddle was all about for this Park City team. Players in there trying to dig over that. D'Antoine McMillan can't get a hold of that one. Haggis on the roll now. Keep it a little bit tighter. There it goes. Brad Jackson, but ball turned over. Bounce of the ball going the way of the St. Louis Bombers at the moment, and on defense of the Bombers, but putting good pressure on here as the ball comes around. Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox steps a couple. He's taken to the ground inside the 40-meter line of this St. Louis team. Tight defense there for St. Louis. They've been strong. They have great players out wide. Good tackle there by Hammerschmidt. Jackson. Little tip pass there from the big boy, Nick Mostyn. Ball out from Jackson. Looking in the middle of the field. Strong. Bounces off one. He is a powerful runner. Ball out now wide into Fauolo's hands. Fauolo is a dangerous runner if he can get a hold of it. He's bounced off a couple. Fauolo trying to will his way to that try line. Ball up in Strong's hands. Strong looking to drive it in himself. Strong is at the try line. Strong is over the try line. And enter the Haggis. The strong man has scored a try. It's 5 points on the board right at the beginning of this half for Park City.
What a opening bit of play. Multiple defenders getting bumped off on this St. Louis team, having the bomb dropped on them. Kablooey, please have a seat, sir. Has the wherewithal to move the ball, and one-on-one with Nick Feeks. He had enough.
Him first.
Big hit up on the middle of the field, and we're going to let the strong man be strong, showing his strength. No one can stop him. No one will slow him down. And just like that, the Haggis are on the board. What an opening bit of play in this second half. And this is a determined side ready to showcase who they are. What an amazing bit of play from the Haggis. And as you said, enter the Haggis. No, enter the havoc as they bring the ruckus right into the doorstep of the St. Louis side to get points on the board.
Brad Jackson to follow it up, see if he can put a couple more points on the board. Very high mountain to climb here for the Park City Haggis. If you can do that in 3 minutes, the world can be yours. We'll see where they come back to after this. Brad Jackson lines it up. Jackson steps up, pushes that one, going to land just to the left there. So 38-5 as we take another look at the strong man.
I mean, he started it off with physical play, and he ended it. But that step right there in combo with this bump off, whoo, these gentlemen are here. And he didn't waste time. The strong man didn't waste an absolute moment. Physicality rules the day in this beautiful game that we love to play. And strength for strong puts 5 on the board for the Park City Haggis.
He was going forward. He was just bumping people off, wrestling with them at the same time. Ball rolled back from the Haggis this time into the hands of Schumann. Chris Schumann moves it across field to Felton. Felton moves to Feeks. Feeks off the left boot, has it inside the 22. Pressure on here. Saulala has to return that one. Saulala keeps that one in. On the attack again are the St. Louis Bombers. High hanging kick up there. Players going to have to retreat. Comes down to the other side of the field. A little bit of miscue, some room to run if they can get the ball going here. Great work there getting the ball out and a little show back in. We'll see who that is for Park City Haggis. Opetilongi takes it in, but turned over there, it seems, by St. Louis. Some fractures opening up in the St. Louis defense at the moment as that ball comes up from Felton into the safety, a touch. But Haggis looking like a different team right now, Lance.
Yeah, and that should have been a try if that sniper didn't take out the ball carrier at the very end of that run. Kicked on the other side of the field, miscue by St. Louis. Inside ball, not enough inside help. And he's looking, seeing where he go. The dummy is there, and right when he was ready to go, the ground elevated on him. And unfortunately, turnover.
Oh, it's a free kick.
And now, free kick to St. Louis.
Scrum call.
St. Louis didn't quite see what it was. They're going to call for the scrum here. So it'll be their scrum at the 15, just inside their own half. We'll see where they go with this one. Lance, what do you see here?
It looks like an early jump, and I mean, that's by fractions. Fractions of seconds, little bit of moments. The timing just a little bit off, and those miscues in big games can hurt you. Scrum down for St. Louis.
Yeah. Coach! Fine!
Ball in here from St. Louis. St. Louis. Spangenberg working that ball around to the left. Can they break away with this? They certainly have. Ball is in Stefan Terblanche's hands. Terblanche, ball in one hand, takes on one tackler, taken down.
Carried into the 22.
Into the air they come. Good work there by the Haggis, but that kick just puts it to the side. Referee says play on. Here comes the big fella. It is Preston Hammerschmidt scoring a second at his home ground here. Preston Robert Hammerschmidt, try awarded, 5 more points. That takes them over 40 to 43.
Yeah.
You know the song. Preston Robert Hammerschmidt. His try is my try too. They find a way to pressure the kicker, St. Louis, and that errant kick finds the hand of the showman. He sets the hammer, hops and skips through, and once he pinned his ears back, the tongue is out. It's time to shine, brother Hammerschmidt. And what is exceptional play. You can see multiple St. Louis players coming to congratulate him. They love to see a return of fire after this Haggis team puts points on the board early in the second half. St. Louis doesn't seem like they're trying to slow down at all. And if the opportunity is there, they're going to get these points.
That takes them to 45 to 5, 40 points into here. 7 minutes gone in the second half. This Club Northern Super Regional. Take another look here, Lance. What a stride.
And I mean, who wants to stick their neck out to try to tackle those legs stretching and running and moving? And he knew he was through as soon as he put his foot down, as soon as he dropped the hammer in with his classic try celebration. Man, the points are adding up for St. Louis.
So Lala up again, ball down for St. Louis. Defense a little slow to regather, but ball knocked on. Be a scrum here for the Park City Haggis.
I mean, and much respect to the fight of this Park City team. Continuing to push, continuing to bring the noise. Points are at a premium against the St. Louis side, whose defense has really ruled the day for them. But let's see if the Haggis can get some points, get in the double digits, really manipulate the defensive line of St. Louis, and put some real pressure on them.
Ball in for the Haggis. Sorry, it's changed now. It's Carter Jacobson in the scrum half position. Puts it out. Good hands from Lala. A little kick through this time from Strong. The strong man wasn't quite expecting that from him. The ball comes across for St. Louis. St. Louis outside their own 22. Regathering there. Get the ball to Felton. Felton's going to put it on the left boot. You got it back over the head of a couple of players there, but back on it well are the Haggis. Haggis. Big run. Pushing across field. Have entered this game for the Park City Haggis.
Now let him through. Don't hit him.
Certainly made a couple of changes here. That ball comes out there from Jacobson.
Good steal.
Players working to turn it over. Referee says good steal. It's coming back to St. Louis now. St. Louis fighting for it. Park City Haggis having to work away. Picked up by the Haggis, however. They're still on the move. Park City Haggis. See a number of reserves in the game right now, powering the way over. This one is Nick Vornley von Hagefels. Sorry, took me a minute to get that one down. A little switch back in from the Haggis.
Let him go, Black. Adam, say it again.
And penalty this time against St. Louis. Didn't quite see what it's for there, but Park City all bouncing their way a little bit in 10 minutes gone in this second half, Lance.
I mean, we can say finally, if you like. They seem to have, whenever the ball didn't exactly go their way, it seemed to sit up perfectly for St. Louis, seeming as though they're a team of destiny. But this Haggis side, put in awkward situations, the ball poached earlier, able to steal it back immediately. The fight is within this team. They put in some reserves, put in more players from the bench, brought in some new faces. If this is going to be the last game of the season for them, it's time to showcase everyone. Let's get more people involved, and let's see if we can get a front foot going. Now would they have the scrum down on their attacking half.
Players are really standing up to be counted are these reserve. Jacobson moves that ball away. Salala gets the middle field. Strong, holds on to it. Works around the back of a couple of his runners there. Stays on his feet. Very powerful. Offloads the ball there to Fauolo. We've seen how powerful he can be and elusive, but turned over to Felton. Felton knows Fauolo is in there, so launches it back. Finds Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox, well placed back there, is the fullback. Ball comes inside the 22 and into the hands of Nick Feeks. Feeks off the left boot. Into touch. This game just slowing down a minute in these last couple.
Play on.
Not if this man can have something to say about it. That's Brad Kapos. Kapos puts it in. Haggis on the move. Good defense in there. We're working back to get to the line out, and they are not going to be done. Fauolo over the 40-meter line. Jacobson has some forwards waiting. Pops it up there, right into their hands.
Get away now, 19.
Good pod down to the ground. Can be quick ball here. Jacobson's going to move that out. Little tip pass in the middle of the field. Just pushes the defense off enough to get a little ground. Saulala gets that ball down there to Iongi. Now a little kick through, fielded in the backfield. Think that was Feeks. Launch downfield, ball hits the ground. Awkward bounce. Going to come back there for Brad Kapos. Brad Kapos running a direct line here into a couple of defenders, trying to reset it, have the whole side of the field open for some of these dangerous runners on this Park City Haggis team. A little slow to get in the defensive line there are the St. Louis Bombers. See a couple of the big fellas covering the midfield here. Could be an opportunity to run. The ball slips in behind the Haggis this time. On the ground, kicked forward by a big number 4, Brandon Chalker. The Haggis just working their way backwards, but a inadvertent high tackle there, so it's going to be a penalty against the St. Louis Bombers. And Haggis, go quick. Haggis, get it out to Fauolo. Not many people you would want other than him to have ball clear in the midfield. He's going to have to pop that one up, however, to Saulala. Saulala taken down by Felton. Haggis starting to play with a little bit of abandon here, trying to get some points back on the board. Portobalavo takes that one. Knocked on by the Park City Haggis. St. Louis Bombers ball. 13 minutes going in the second half.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity to see Nick Feeks right or wrong. Earlier in the beginning of this half, he got bumped off. But this time, no sir. Finds himself one-on-one with the juke man. Gets low, clear grab, and brings the ball carrier down. And that's the skill of tackling right there. Let's learn from our mistakes, not stand so high this time. I mean, and even then, Haggis find a way to get the ball back. But unfortunately, just lost in the tackle. Just when everything seems to be going right, something goes wrong. And St. Louis are really roaring defensively, forcing this Haggis side to really progress down the field. And unfortunately, just forced a little error. St. Louis on the scrum down.
Just making sure everybody is up and healthy here. Ready to have this scrum. It is going to be St. Louis ball. See most of their back line out to the left there. Feeks just in behind.
Coach! Fine! Set!
Big push there by the Haggis, but it comes back to Felton. Haggis are certainly getting that squeeze on there, but going right through, wasting no time. Getting them to go forward are the St. Louis Bombers. Bombers regathering some of their offensive players here.
Stay here. Stay here.
Clean ball. Felton has it. Looking to the left boot again. Felton has a couple of runners. Spangenberg comes in to block. Ball up over the top there. Good kick from Felton. Drops down. Little trouble taking that one from the Haggis wing there. Players coming in, fighting over that ball. That looked like a pretty big high tackle. A player may have been going down. That's a replay for the St. Louis Bombers. Could be Heckton. We'll have to figure out who it is. But ball in here got an advantage to the St. Louis Bombers. Ball in Feek's hands. Feeks goes for the cross kick. There's space down there. The foot race is on. This man has been in. Leopold. It's going to roll out in front of him. See what the referee decides to do. We may come all the way back across for the penalty.
Thank you.
Consider that no advantage gained, and he does. So St. Louis come back to the penalty.
Yeah, he got a side entry on one of the rucks on the far side. And, I mean, that kick-chase combination to get the ball back by St. Louis really applying pressure to this back line. And ever so cool and collected, understanding they have penalty advantage, going for the kick in the corner, making the most of it. And amazingly, the Haggis find a way to not find himself in a very stretched out situation. You see the tackle here, stands up on his feet, shows a hand release, and even once he stole the ball, you can hear a roar from his sideline. Those guys still active and into the fight, still high energy for this St. Louis group.
Perfect.
And right there is the side entry that the referee called. Great bit of phase play and great bit of play from the St. Louis side.
Up by 40 points with 16 minutes gone in this second half. St. Louis Bombers are going to take that one down into the hands of Liam Smith. Big drive coming on here. They're just a few meters up the line. Players from the Haggis down on the ground. Cannot stop this drive at the moment. Ball's in O'Donoghue's hands. O'Donoghue with Felton behind him. Felton looking around to see where the space is. Good drive coming from the Haggis, moving him a little bit backwards. You're going to have to break this one away. To the ground they go. It is going to come back and be all here for St. Louis. St. Louis. Nice little move there. Good run. Now to Feeks. Feeks looking out. Drops like he's going to kick and just moves that ball away. In the number 12 hands, Davidson. Got a high tackle advantage here. They're going to go quick, and that is going to be players hitting. Incredibly smart play there by Felton. May have drawn a yellow card.
Yeah, has to be a yellow.
He's quick tap. He's not time. Andrew went high.
And I believe it was the combination of going high and not being back 10, but just forcing, knowing he had penalty advantage, just forcing that quick penalty, little knock. Gotta love a scrum half who plays the game right, plays to the shortcuts, but the combination not back 10 and the high tackle, just too much. Referee had to do something about it. And just look at that quick knock, and immediately just wraps him up around the head and neck.
That was pretty straightforward there. With the player off the field, St. Louis, the Bombers are going to set in the scrum here. 18 and 19 in for the Bombers right now. Ayo Otololo, Liam Smith on the field, making some replacements here.
Down and back.
Ready to set.
Coach!
Ball in hand. Feeks.
Fine.
Only back visible and shot here.
Set.
Room either way. We'll see where they decide to go. Down one player are the Park City Haggis. Ball to the back. Spangenberg has it. Felton.
Let's use it. Stay last foot.
Urging his team to drive forward.
Stay last foot.
Ball starting to slip here. Referee trying to keep everybody on. Felton gets it out there to Feeks. Feeks sails a long one over. Doesn't find the player on the run there, but finds the player with enough room to put that try in, and it is 5 more points for the St. Louis Bombers. Great setup there by Feeks, right in the hands.
And you talk about maximizing the opportunity. Yellow card on the board. Know that they have a man advantage, and it has to be somewhere. One simple pass, and just running a scissor line and a crash line from the 13 and 12. And there's just way too much space on the outside. Didn't necessarily even have to make a move. Just a slide to the corner. 5 for St. Louis. and the
This is
Bombers are
complaint
on a
to this
run,
water. And I'll try to
putting
soften my
a
finger.
absolute slacking down on Haggis, who have been a game group showcasing what they can do at the beginning of the second half, but just too much St. Louis and too often.
50-5 here. Kick to come, bit of a distance, bit of an angle here on this one.
Pull it out. There you
Long kick. Does it find it? Yes, it does. That brings it to 52-5. Just about 3/4 of the way through this matchup.
And I mean, it's not even overcomplicated. They run a simple inside crash, outside crash line, hold one defender, and unfortunately, due to the number advantage that they had, that skip pass all the way out to the wing. It's the simple things in life. And 5 points on the
Sometimes
board
it
for
is.
St. Louis.
Petty Iongi to kick this one off for the Park City Haggis. Park City Haggis hang one up. Players coming on it, but taken down by
In the
St.
air.
Louis. Shrill blast
In
of
the
the
air.
whistle there. May have been taken out in the air.
go. Taking out the lifter.
They're going to run it this time. They're starting to have a little bit of fun and stretch their legs. Schumann puts that one across. Good tackler on the 40-meter line. As in the smaller screen, we take a look at that penalty, taking out the lifter. But across the 40-meter line goes
No,
St.
they hit
Louis.
your
St.
back.
Louis not content at 52.
No, I'm happy.
It was Otolola
No.
penalized our St.
Good play
Louis
now.
this time.
Wait,
Park
wait.
City Haggis. Haggis player is down.
Sorry, buddy.
And I mean, look at this poach. I've said multiple times this Haggis team has no fear. They're going to continue to play. Soon as he gets tripped up, hurts his own leg, unfortunately, but he was the tackle that created the opportunity
No, but
for his team to get the
yeah,
ball
you
back.
Go up, but it's still, he hit the guy lifting, which made him drop. You know what I
And
mean?
once he goes to the
Yeah.
ground, he's reaching for his
you have
left
to be
leg,
careful with that guy,
but the
yeah.
poach was already there
Yeah,
on top of it.
Time on. No, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, Ojololo
All for show.
didn't play rugby until he played for the senior club. He was a football player in college. As the Haggis take that penalty, put it in a touch just to the 22-meter line of the St. Louis Bombers. It is Haggis ball.
23 back. 23 back.
Ball up. Haggis a little unclean, but going to take it down nonetheless. Down by Hornell Van Hagefels. Just Montenegro takes that one into contact. Ball there to Jacobson. They move it out wide. Little pass here. Get to Tosh Wilcox. He's got a bunch of defenders around him. A group of Bombers take him to the ground. Their defense is set up now. One of the big boys coming up with this. Park City looking for some more points. That was Kenny Scott. Out it comes to Iongi. Iongi moves the ball wide. Ball slips in behind a couple of attackers out there. Looking to get this one going. Here come
Stay
the
here.
Park City Haggis.
All good here.
A little slow to reset their offense here. Big runner coming in. And Park City Haggis continue on the move. Jacobson. Ball out the back there. Here's Strong. He's their try scorer. He winds around another. Gets a little offload in there. Gets the ball away to Tosh Wilcox. Wilcox
High advantage.
taken
Was
down
it
by
knocked
Jordan
down there or
Sullivan.
no? Okay.
Wilcox a little slow to get up here. Player being held
All right.
up.
Do you have a number?
We're going to come back. I believe there's a high tackle on Wilcox. So penalty here for Park City Haggis. Didn't look like there was too much in it here, but he did catch him high. As you take a look at the strong man here, Lance. Never mind. We're going to come back. They go quick.
Tackle!
Go Park City
Stay
Haggis.
here.
They want the points here. 18 minutes to go. Big move from Strong. Strong
No, he's fine.
hangs onto that one. Referee says he's not held, but being held up
No, push
by
it back.
this St. Louis team right now, right at the try zone. There's the ball. Park City Haggis looking for more points, trying to burrow their way over. Jacobson sees that, but a knock on crept in there. Bastic certainly in the spot for that one. It's going to be a scrum here for St. Louis at their own 5-meter line.
AR call.
And as we go back to the strong man, this guy is nimble, and he's a symbol of awesomeness. Look at that inside-out step, high tackle coming in from the side.
Water break.
After fullback makes a cut and move to get through. But man, the strong man is showing himself to be an absolute baller.
Adam, can you confirm that it's sin bin time?
Something you looked at, so referee has called in a water break. And we'll step aside while this happens. We'll be right back with the remainder of this game after this.
Okay, perfect. Water off, though. Let's go, boys. Oh, sorry. I didn't see him still down. 3 minutes on the yellow, 17 in the game. Pinky promise, no? 5 minutes.
We are back, 52-5, just under 18 minutes to go in this Northern Super Regional. Midwest Rugby Union bringing you this action tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. These teams are only playing one this weekend, but tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, the Men's D3 Championship. Noontime, the Women's D2. 2 o'clock Central, the Men's D2 Championship. We'll bring you all that matchup, next level rugby production. Midwest Rugby Union bringing you all the action here. Right now, the Bombers rolling forward. In there fighting away are the Park City Haggis.
Stay back, goal.
Trying to draw some penalties here. You see Carter Jacobson working his way in there, trying to disrupt. But they get away with it, do the Bombers. Going to be a line out here for this Park City Haggis team. About 30 meters out from the line, Lance.
Yeah, what an opportunity for St. Louis to relieve pressure and get some space. They're playing so fundamentally sound. It seems as though, even though they have the lead, even though it's a 27-point difference between the two, 47-point difference between the two sides, they are still going to hold on to their structure and approach. Scored a try earlier today, playing out their own end, and I believe that just caught this Haggis team by surprise. But St. Louis,
come on. Well, that doesn't mean the backs changed. The backs are still even.
Referee having a little discussion there with some of these players. Dassus Cheeks wearing number 18 for the Park City Haggis, now the team. Into the middle of the field they go. Looking for some runners. A little dummy around there from Yongi. Yongi eventually gets tackled. Players coming in. Move back to about their own 40-meter line. Have Park City Haggis, and a ball stripped away there by St. Louis. The St. Louis Bombers still on the move. Good run to close down some space. They get it out there to Heckman. A little break through the line. That is Chris Schumann. Shuey, the Lindenwood grad, over the line. Touches down. Another 5 points. 57.
Schumann was a shoe-in for that try immediately. Getting a turnover, the ball back, and St. Louis, when they are on attack, are absolutely clinical. Grey's Anatomy hasn't seen such surgical excellence in front since this. I mean, every time St. Louis gets an opportunity with ball in hand and a line break, it seems as though it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to go in and score. Amazing bit finished by Schumann, but continuous team play from this. Oh my goodness, St. Louis bombing, completely bombing the competition right now.
Oh yeah, I know. Yep.
And I mean, look, the drawn pass, easy as it goes, simple as it is, and from there on it is a foot race, and the shoe is now on the other foot as he goes in, trots in the score. We're going to get that dive a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the Bombers are extending their lead continuously.
Yeah, thank you. Wait for him, please.
59-5. Kickoff to come. We are under 15 minutes to go here in this matchup at Yongi. Park City Haggis.
You're all good.
Looking to leave beautiful Lamont, Illinois. With a few more points on the board. Up over the head, collision in midair. Referee says everybody's good. They were both going up for the ball.
Stay here.
Come down to the Bombers here. Bombers get that ball out there to Ojolola.
Off now, Gold. Gold off.
Back they go. Park City putting some pressure on here. Ball comes
Straight off your
almost
feet.
back out to Park City, but players coming in off their feet, so it's going to be a penalty to St. Louis instead.
Yeah.
I look for St. Louis to start
Hold
calming
on.
things down here as the game goes on.
Hold on.
Trying to wind
Boys,
out
let's go
some
back.
clock.
All good, boys. Boys, keep our composure, yes.
And the referee saying, keep your composure. The last thing you want in a game of this prestige, quarterfinals and nationals D1, and with the score line being what it is, for there to be any extracurriculars, let's all have a nice, calm game, finish this thing out strong, and get prepared. In their case, get prepared for what's going to happen in Austin, Texas in 2 weeks' time.
Open up. Thank you.
Yes, stay with the USA Club at Rugby for all the information on who's going to be playing at that event. Men's and women's teams from across the nation converging on Round Rock for a wonderful championship weekend. All going to the tail here. It is the St. Louis Bombers. Another player trying to take that down for Park City Haggis has done. The ball's back down here for Felton. Felton has a little run with that one.
All done now, eight,
Felton back
all
in
done.
again. Players coming over there for Haggis, trying to put the pressure on. All the way, a little tip pass out there. Good work.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Felton just trying to draw penalties wherever he can. Back inside from Feeks.
What's wrong?
To Terblanche. Terblanche takes that one in. Ball back up into the hands of O'Donohue. Haven't seen O'Donohue ball in hand in a
Stay
bit.
there, Gold.
Sure, he's happy to get a run there as he get the ball up to one of the replacements. Heck,
Let him roll, let him roll.
ball coming out. It's to Feeks. Big hit coming on him.
He's on.
People know he is the person to try to stop. He has a presence of mind to get that away, and it's foot race here. Schumann looking for that one. It's the two fullbacks, Will Cox and Schumann. Referee and assistant referee are going to confer here. Let's listen in. Try awarded to St. Louis. Wilcox could not hold him, or Schumann in. Wilcox could not hold him back. Take a look here, Lance.
And Schumann just wanted it more. That's all it was. The foot race is on.
No, he reached
they
in,
are
slapped it with
both
his right arm
going
down. So I called the try.
extremely hard for the ball. But Schumann stretching around the defender, trying to slow him down, reaching, doing whatever he can to make it happen. And in such an awkward position that he's in.
I'm good here now. I get my
Pushes
second
the
win.
ball down before it can
70
go
minutes.
out of the back of the try
The
zone.
next try, I'll take one.
Amazing play by Schumann. And that dive was a 10 out of
Guys,
10
anything
to
to
get
say?
the 5 points
Really
for
what-
St. Louis as they extend their lead
A little frustrated.
64 to 5
It's gonna blow up.
with about 10 minutes left in
Well,
this
64 to
matchup.
5 here. Kick to come.
Oof.
Davidson. Reliable boot. See the wind coming across the back of the penny, and one of his players there is a wind going across towards him. Making this a little tougher kick. He hangs this one up, and it comes down to the right of the post. 64 to 5, just about 10 and a half minutes to go here.
Just be careful. Yeah. I know. It was not really, but I let you get away with it, okay? Just be very careful. It's,
The Sinbin player has returned
But I
for
didn't
the
call it,
Park
but-
City Haggis.
not to say I won't call it next time.
Points given up during that time. Everything going well for the Bombers at the moment, Lance.
10.
Everything going beautifully. I mean, this is a perfect setup of what will be a great way to prepare for the competition that's ahead of them as they go to Austin, Texas in 2 weeks.
Bombers come down with the ball.
Stay here,
Player
boys.
slips. They're going to have to start from there. They got some runners out. Heck,
Now get out,
into
18.
contact.
No, you know, you
Lola
put
comes over with him.
no, it's put back in.
Fighting for the ball. We're going to go back here. It is going to be a free kick to the
21.
Park City Haggis.
Free kicks back here.
Referee wants Carter Jacobson to come back and take it from the mark. He
Put back
points
in
out.
by 9. Short arm. Yep.
Jacobson, referee says, you're fine. You can run from there. And they're going to continue around. They go back in, however, get the ball to
No, you're off
Das's
your feet.
Cheeks.
16 lead.
Das's Cheeks takes that one in. Jacobson finds some runners. Gets it to Iongi. Iongi in that first distributor role.
Advantage
First
for the
receiver
high.
role. Moves that ball. Gets it back to Iongi. Pushing his way towards the
You have
line.
the advantage
He
for
would
the
love
high
a
tackle.
five-pointer. Coming away into Nate Etty's hands. They go for the little boot over the top.
High.
Back for the penalty. That was a bit of a free play for a high tackle. Player's going to mark it there for St. Louis. We'll come back to the penalty.
Yeah, and I mean, even calling that free kick by the referee, this guy has a great handle on this match. Sending them back, making sure the tap is in the right place. Control of this game has been optimal as far as the referees go. I'm quite impressed by how the refereeing has been.
Park City Haggis trying to put some squeeze on late on in this one. St. Louis happy to hold them at 5 if they can. Haggis train keeps rolling. They come in.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Wahangi took that one in. Jacobson, cross field, goes by Wilcox, into the hands of the strongman.
Sit here.
Regathering they go.
You got advantage
Benny
offside,
Scott.
number 20.
Offsides there on Heckman. So a penalty advantage here. Iyongi trying to work that one through. Iyongi puts it down. We'll come back to the penalty.
20. 20, captain. Too many inside.
Referee needs to have a word.
Offside. Wait for me. Wait.
Iyongi, ball in hand. They're going to go quick. They want 5-pointers here. One little word, a yellow card against the Bombers. Ball comes out there. Gets it into the hands of Ete. Ete working his way towards the line. Players trying to shut him down here from the Bombers. And he get his knees down. He has done. This should be a ruck if the ball comes back in. We'll go back. It was a maul according to the referee. So it's going to be a scrum here for the shorthanded St. Louis Bombers.
And again, St. Louis is not showing any quarter. They're not giving up any meterage. Big hit up in the middle. And once number 20 from Park City attached, the referee called it a maul. And appropriately, if it's a maul, you do not have any responsibility to move. And the St. Louis team smart, keeping the ball and smothering it with a scrum down. They're playing top-tier defense with an insurmountable lead at hand for themselves. It shows a lot about their character.
Sure thing. Fine.
St. Louis just outside of their post. Spangenberg in the back there. Warrior through the whole game. A referee is going to give the free kick here. Felton, just a very intelligent scrum half. He takes it, puts the boot to it. Doesn't find too much room. Be a line out for the Haggis.
Minutes.
Line out for the Park City Haggis. Just 5 points so far. 6 minutes to go in the contest. Possibly some referees time. Pretty much a foregone conclusion at the moment. That's St. Louis. The Bombers will be heading to Round Rock. Haggis come down with this one, but not straight. Unlucky for them. See what the choice is from St. Louis. Have a player down at the moment, cramping up again for Park City Haggis. I think that's Tom Foster.
You want to line up?
He's been very good through the game. That's a player we saw cramp up earlier.
Yeah. Give him a sec. We're in no rush.
Yeah. What do we have to?
Less than this. It's like 4 right now.
Okay, cool.
Now you guys are right here. Perfect.
St. Louis has taken the line out. Getting themselves organized. Feeks having a bit of a word in the back there.
And these are the fun times for a team.
No, free in early.
Get
set, then go up, please.
Free kick here to the Haggis. Ball is in early. Jacobson, sure he's going to go. He does. Looking across field. Iyongi has it. They put it in the middle of the field. Scott Strong. Strong moves it out a little wider. They get the ball to the edge here. Strong has to come in and clean that one up. They get the ball up into the hands of Nick Vornley von Hagefels. Jacobson looking for it. Where are they going to go with these runners? They get it out there to Iyongi. Iyongi, a little left-footed kick over it. He regathers, slips, pushes the ball back. It's taken away by one of the St. Louis Bombers players and knocked back. Long run coming here for Nick Feeks. Nick Feeks looks like he has it, no problem. Nick Feeks looking inside, looking outside. Stepping back. Nick Feeks going for the corner, and Nick Feeks with a long run touches it down. Another 5 points. They go to 69. Kick to come for the St. Louis Bombers over the Park City Haggis.
You couldn't slow down and let me catch up?
And in quick fashion, again, the Haggis turn. Triumph into tragedy. The up and over kick perfectly weighted to get the ball back, but the offload right into the hands of a St. Louis player and the absolute wrong player to have the hands on the ball in open field.
How much time do
Nick
you guys
did
have?
not want to finish that
3
himself.
minutes?
It looked like he was looking for help. Stutter step, tempo move, inside and out, and doing whatever he can to leg out the last 5 meters of that try. I mean, we're talking about one of the more well-rounded games from St. Louis this year. Defense has been
3.
strong, and when the opportunity presents itself and it's a line break, look out. 5 points is on his way to the scoreboard. And man, what a comprehensive beatdown we've seen over the course of this 75 minutes as St.
They have
Louis.
done it, and they have done it well. Nick Beeks and Chris Schumann on the team both played together at Lindenwood. Had a nice conversation with them last year at Umbrella's Beach Bar. Big rugby fans. All of them in a different tournament. Ball across the front there. St. Louis. 4 minutes to go. Up by plenty.
Yellow still off.
Haggis playing for some pride here. Just a couple of minutes left in it.
Adam, ask about the yellow. It might be till the end of the game.
Yongi playing in the fly half role for this Park City Haggis team. Has showed some good individual brilliance there. Hasn't been able to quite find the try zone. He's going to put this one up. Hangs a nice high one. It makes it 10. Batted back by the Haggis, but right in the hands of one of the Bombers players. And it is just all falling their way. Good run here. No. Big Rex Spankenberg. He is going to put it over the line. And they are going to go to 74 at 76 minutes. Lance, what do you say?
That'll do it.
It's just all going their way at the moment.
It's just one. I mean, it's been one-way traffic the entire game with a Haggis side that are absolutely competitive. But when you flick the ball back for your team as you're supposed to and right on cue, it is given to one of the more devastating ball carriers for the opposition. And just him splitting these two defenders right here is just a sign of a team that has been beaten, battered, and possibly broken. This try from St. Louis is far from the cherry on top because there is enough room in the sundae for the additional cherries that they've dropped in over the course of this second half. Absolutely slacking put on by St. Louis as they try to eclipse 75 points in this match.
Davidson taking his time, and he will at 78 minutes. And that is the end of the match up there. Referee had a little bit different time, so the St. Louis Bombers are going to move on to the National Championship Tournament in Texas in a couple of weeks' time. 76-5 win over the Park City Haggis. Midwest Rugby Union bringing you this Northern Super Regional. Make sure and join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central, the Men's D3 Championship, noontime, the Women's D2 Championship, 2 p.m. Central. It is going to be the Men's Division II Championship. This one is over. Congratulations, St. Louis Bombers. Good work to the Haggis. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
Oh, my God. Thank you.